Hello everyone, it's dragonplatinum here, and today we are back again with SCP-3008. Now today I wanted to do something a little bit different, and a lot of people have been saying that they make traps for the SCPs in the game. And as you know, for the past little while I've been trying to overcome or find a way to really, destroy the SCPs. We've tried throwing dodgeballs and cannonballs and stuff at them. We've just tried building up bigger and higher so they can't reach up to get through the walls. And we've tried a whole bunch of different things, but I've never actually really tried trapping them before. I've trapped them before, but I've never tried to actively build different sorts of traps to hold SCPs. So today, I thought, you know what, that's a pretty good idea and a fun idea, and I thought, let's just try to make a bunch of different styled traps and kind of see what we can come up with, because the only trap that I really know is just basically taking either a bathtub or a wardrobe, getting the SCP to walk like that, and you just close it on them. So, I mean, it works. It's not exactly the fanciest trap out there, but it does work. And really quickly, just before we get to trapping SCPs, if you guys haven't already, go down below, hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and will always notify you whenever I post a brand new video. Okay, so, like I said, we're going to be working on traps, and this is my first one, and it's the most basic one, and also sometimes can be the hardest to actually trap them in. Can you, please, just walk into this, stay there. Okay, good. Okay, you stay there. I'm gonna grab this, and I'm gonna bring this back. It's gonna be pretty rough. Alright, so there we go. We have the most basic of basic traps out there. We have the bathtub, along with some sort of other object that will close it off. Obviously, this guy can't escape, and you've basically secured yourself an SCP. Now, that, like I said, basic, super simple trap. Anybody can do it. You only need 2 items. However, today, I also want to try to build some more complicated traps that you can kind of do while running away from SCPs. I don't exactly know if this is going to work. I have a few ideas in mind, and we are going to try them out. But let's start with my first idea here. And we're kind of using the same idea that a pitcher plant uses to capture flies, except instead of a sweet smell, we're using ourselves as bait, and instead of plant, we're using tables. Okay, so this is kind of the idea I had going here, because if you fall in, it can be pretty rough, at least for a person to get out. Actually, I probably should have thought this through, because I don't know how I'm going to get out of here. Hey, come here. Hey, buddy, where are you going? Come here. Wait. Don't walk away from me, I need you. You're my test subject, come here. Hey. Okay, I think he's done with my experiments. Hey, my guy, I need your help. I think I need to come up with a new strategy here for actually trapping SCPs. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be, because their AI is actually relatively smart and paths around stuff pretty easily. So let me try building something maybe a little bit bigger and a little bit more complicated. So the idea is, at least, is you're going to, if you're being chased by an SCP, be like, oh no, I'm being chased by an SCP. So you run up this way, you climb up here, and then you jump over to here, and then if they climb on top of you, or if they try to climb over here, you can kind of push them so that they'll fall down. Now I gotta put the rest of the walls up, but they'll fall down, and then when they go to try to climb back out, they can't because they'll hit the roof here. And if they try to climb up the middle, they should hit that little light. Again, not too sure if this is going to work the way that I intend it to, but we're going to find out. Alright, so I've completed the overall design of this, and I've come up with a few problems that might actually arise from this. First problem is, I don't think this is going to hold more than 2 or 3 SCPs depending on their sizes. Might be a little bit rough, but we'll kind of see how it goes. Again, I guess you could, if you wanted to, just really expand this to make it much bigger. It's going to cost a lot more resources, which you could be investing into your base, but it might be an effective trap. I also think that you might lose a little bit of health actually trying to do it, but again, you'll be getting rid of an SCP, which is always good. So let's try this out. I'm going to spawn in myself an employee. Let's make it nighttime. And let's see if this works. So come with me. Sir, thank you. Okay. Let's head up here. And then I want to jump over here. So as you can see, he's going to stomp on my head. I push him. That was not intended. Okay, so I might need to make it a little bit longer. Oh, here we go. Okay, so he's fallen in. So now if I hop over here, he can't actually get out. He is trapped in there, as far as I can tell. Now, actually, oh wait, we got another victim headed this way. Okay, let's hop on the light. And there we go. We've got another one trapped. Okay, perfect. So, okay. So that's what I was saying. It might only hold like 1 or 2, maybe 3 if we're lucky. Yeah, let's try spawning in maybe 1 more and see if we can contain that. Okay, I've got another SCP with me. We're just gonna take him over here, and I don't know if there's gonna be enough room for a 3rd one, but let's find out. We'll drop him in. Now we've got 3 in there, and okay, so they don't seem to notice me at all, and they don't seem to be doing anything. I wonder how many we can actually get in this little trap. Alright, I spawned in a smaller one. This one should be a lot easier to contain. Okay, yeah, the only problem is if you actually fall in here, it's kind of a death trap, and you do accidentally let out a few of your employees, but yeah, you know what? That'll be your problem when you actually go to try this out. So we're back to daytime, and now what we can do, since we've got the time to actually do this, we can go and find ourselves a glass table. I'll leave that one there. We'll grab a glass table from here, and we can run this over, and we can seal off the trap so that that's basically 4 SCPs who cannot do any harm anymore. And it's great. This trap actually works a lot better than expected, although you will take damage actually trying to activate this one. So it's a little bit risky, but for the most part, it should be pretty easy. And there we go. So now we've actually got 4 SCPs, all nice and trapped. And if this were a normal sort of survival situation, these are 4 SCPs you're never going to have to deal with again. And they're just going to be sitting here for the rest of the time until somebody releases them. And then you got to recapture them all over again. Okay, so I've built a much smaller SCP trap, and this is mostly for the small SCPs, although I do believe that this trap would be more effective for them. This one might be a little bit safer. Say that you're being chased by an SCP, and you need to hide in here. Now getting in might get you hit a few times, and honestly I don't know if most SCPs could actually fit through here, but if they could, if they managed to actually fit into this little area, you can crawl this way, slide out the back, and SCPs cannot get through this little crack because they cannot spin like an actual player can, and you can't obviously go back in that way. You have to go in through the front. Now I'm pretty sure, again, SCPs will have difficulty getting out of there, and then all you would really need to do is just make sure that you have something to block up the entrance, like another table or something just sitting over here. So once you slip out, you can run around to the front, grab this, and then just quickly spin it around, cover up the entrance, and then boom, you've trapped yourself one of the smaller SCP variants. And then if you're a little bit paranoid and you want to cover up this area, you can too. It'll be super easy. Okay, I think we're gonna put together one more final SCP trap, and I'm gonna make this one super easy. I think this one is going to be insanely simple, and it's actually going to take what we learned from that one right there and just try to reincorporate it into something else. Okay, so if we have our couches like that, so we got a little gap that we can slip through, and since we learned on our last trap that we can slide through small gaps like that, I don't believe SCPs can. They might get like kind of jumbled around and might slip through rarely, but for the most part I don't think they should. Now if we just build up some walls to the sides of this, so yeah, I'll just build this up really quickly, and this trap actually might be really effective. Hold on. Okay, so here is our basic trap idea. We're gonna be running away from an SCP. They should hopefully follow us into here. If they don't, if they go up top, you can always step out, shove them, and then kind of go back in here, and then they'll re-follow you again. And then once they're in here, you can slip out the back. They should hopefully lose their pathing to you and won't be able to follow you. Then you can run around really quickly, cover this back up, and then you should have a trapped SCP. So let's just see if this works. Let's go test out our trap. In we go. Okay, this one a little bit too tall. He's just barely too tall to actually fit in here. Hold on, I might just adjust this a little bit. Alright, let's try this one more time. Get the SCP to follow me. I slide out the back like that. Then we run around to the front. Lock it. Okay, good. Do we have him? Is he trapped? I can't get up. Come on, climb up. Come on. Is he in there? Yeah, he's in there. Okay. So, as you can see, they don't have an easy time getting out, and this will give us enough time to get, like, some sort of other object. So, say we had a second TV. We could just take this, bring it around, and close off this side as well. And there we go. Now we've officially trapped our SCP in there. And actually, I should probably mention that dying in a lot of these traps would also probably work out really, really well for containing them in there. Like, if you just want to risk yourself, or like, say you were with a group of people, and you want to risk yourself, you just go down in here and get all the SCPs after you, because they'll all follow you down here. It'd make it easier to trap SCPs, because like then the rest of your team can come in, build the roof on top. You might die, but you've trapped like 4 or 5 SCPs in the process, which I'd probably call a win in the end. And like I said, a lot of these ideas can be taken, modified, made bigger. Say you had maybe like 10 SCPs nearby, you could build this, instead of using 3 walls, you can maybe use like maybe 5 walls, 10 walls. Again, it all depends what you want to do, or how much resources you want to spend, because again, you could use these resources just on your base and forego making traps, but I think that the traps are actually super effective, and they look really cool once you actually get them completed and nicely set up. So really quickly, let's go over each of the traps. Of course, we got the super basic one. A little bit hard to pull off when you're trying to follow SCPs around, and should really only be done during the daytime, but this one's always nice to do. Our second trap here, this is the walk-in trap. Extremely effective if you can get out in time and get both of the ends closed up. Can be a little bit difficult, but especially with a friend, works really well. Our third trap over here, this is like the pitfall pitcher plant kind of trap, where you can just kind of stand on a center light or object or something, and they'll be bounced on your head. You can push them off, they should fall in here, and then you can kind of cage it up with glass, and then you've got like a whole bunch of trapped SCPs, and it actually looks pretty cool once you've got them all in here. And then finally, our last trap. This is for the shorter SCPs, and it's actually pretty effective because you can just kind of crouch in, have them chase you. You might get hit a few times because I am kind of having issues getting in here, and then you just kind of slip out the back, and then you can kind of patch that area up if you feel like it's needed. But there we go, guys. That's really all I've got for this little trap building video. I think I might actually try to incorporate some of these into my future videos, because they're actually a lot more effective than I thought they would be. And I kind of wish I had come up with some trap ideas earlier, because like they work really well, especially this one. This is probably my favorite one to use, because it just works like really darn well. But other than that, guys, let me know down in the comments below, do you have any kind of cool trap ideas that you use for trapping SCPs, or maybe you use some sort of different method? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. And other than that, if you guys like this video, feel free to go to like, comment, and subscribe. As always, guys, it's dragonplatinum signing out. Peace out, guys. Bye.
You